web is where people go when they are trying to solve their problems. And that includes their spiritual problems, and that includes questions like, where should I go to church? So church shopping is just one of the activities that people are doing online, and we need them to be able to find us, and we need them to be able to learn a little bit about us. That's just, I think, a sort of reality of doing business, as it were, as a church in the 21st century. But I think there are some even better reasons, honestly, and some more spiritual reasons why we might want to have a digital strategy. And one is for sort of taking our faith beyond Sunday morning. I think the online world gives us, and online tools gives us the opportunity for what we might call faith touches to happen all week long. So, we have a lot of churches where people, maybe behave like being a disciple is something that we do on Sunday morning, when in fact it's something we do in our whole lives. And so maybe online tools can offer a way to give some follow-up on Sunday morning, or to prepare for something that's going to happen on Sunday morning. Maybe the online world offers a chance to share resources, faith resources that people can use in their prayer lives, in their life with their family, as they tackle spiritual questions. And then I think basically these tools let us to support discipleship every day. So I think that's a good reason. I would also argue that we ought to have a digital strategy because it's the incarnational way to live in our culture today. And that may sound a little bit strange, but Jesus, when we say that Jesus, became flesh in this doctrine that we call the Incarnation, to me that means more than just took on flesh and blood. To me, that means Jesus became a Jewish man in an ancient Near Eastern context. He was a person, and he lived within a culture of people. And that's the incarnation too. And so if we're going to follow in Jesus' footsteps, I think we need to be savvy participants in the culture around us. And in our case, that culture is one that is highly networked, and one that has online presence. And I love Keith Anderson has a new book out called Digital Cathedral, and I love that metaphor that he presents of a cathedral that has all of these little side chapels and shops, and is sort of plugged into the community around us. And we can kind of extend that notion into the digital world. Think of your church's Facebook page, or your church's website, or your streaming section or whatever, as little side chapels on that cathedral. And really, if we believe that people's cultural patterns include extensive time spent in these digital communities, then this metaphor offers us the chance to say, yes, the cathedral, or our parish church, is a piece of the neighborhoods that we are a part of, either physical neighborhoods or online. So the last part of why a digital strategy, I think, is because it's really important that we be intentional. I think without a digital strategy, we're going to be overwhelmed with the details of living our Christian lives in part online. There are so many options for ways to be present online, so many social networks, so many different websites and net communities. And it can be overwhelming. It can also, as we know, be time consuming, right? If we don't have a strategy, it can be hard to limit the time that we're spending online, and can start to sort of turn into the parody that people make it, which is that you're going to waste all your time checking Facebook, etc. I don't think that has to be the case, but again, we need a strategy. Finally, I don't think that this ministry is something that we can do alone in our congregations. It shouldn't just be the priest or pastor of a church who is representing that church online. And so we need a strategy so that we can have teams working together for a common purpose. for starting to develop a strategy. I'll sort of give you my take on it in the following lessons, but it's another great resource as you take some steps along.